My name's Sharon. I'm originally from Bristol, but I've been living in London for, over 20 odd years, but the plan is to return back to Bristol.
My name's Rodney, husband of wife Sharon. I'm from London, born, raised in London, and as Sharon said, we're planning on returning to the West Country.
Well, we have one property, or one unit, which we got the keys back in late November. The property is actually in a place called Penarth, which is in Wales, which is probably about an 8-minute drive from Cardiff city centre. It's like a Victorian seaside town, pretty affluent. It's been quite challenging considering that we live in London, but we're actually obviously managing this unit remotely. Well, the original idea, because as I mentioned to you before, I am from Bristol originally, so we do want to relocate, or in my case, return to Bristol. So initially we were looking at units mainly in Bristol, and then a family friend suggested, why not go over the bridge? You might get a bit more bang for your buck. And the irony is, before I actually embarked on this journey, when I was actually at the research stage, I was looking at Cardiff and Newport anyway. I was just researching those areas, but then I ended up being sidetracked and focusing more on Bristol. So the idea is to obviously try and scale up the business and get some additional units in the same area, hopefully, Penarth or surrounding area, and also in Bristol. So obviously if we lived in Bristol, it wouldn't be so bad because we're just talking about maybe a 45-minute drive across the bridge to manage, as opposed to, as Rodney said, a 6-hour round trip at the moment. Exactly.
I think technology just makes life a lot easier.
Yeah.
The fact that we're fully systemized now,
Yeah.
and it's been quite reassuring because I've spoken with quite a few people today that live in the southeast, and they've not just got one unit, they've got multiples all over the country.
Yeah.
I'm going to Middlesbrough tomorrow to view a property because I'm looking to buy somewhere. And I think, that does make the difference.
Does put it in perspective. I mean, I think there's even somebody in the group that is living in Barbados.
Oh, do you remember?
Yeah.
She secured a unit.
Yeah, she secured
From
a unit.
Barbados.
Exactly. So you know what? When we're thinking, oh my God, it's so far, but you know what? At least we're in the same country. We'd have to board a plane to physically, go to visit the unit. Well, with me, it was a case of I'm a former recruitment consultant. I've been working in recruitment for over 10 years. So I just finished a job and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to go back to recruitment. So I did a bit of voluntary work during the summer. But then, obviously the funds started to run a little bit low. And although it was cute being fun employed for the summer, reality started to bite and, obviously I need to get a job. So I just remember just coming across, it wasn't Simon Smith actually, I came across, it was an advert on Instagram for kind of serviced accommodation. It piqued my interest. So I did a cheap little, not cheap, but I did a free course with this other organisation, but they didn't quite speak to me. And then I think I came across Simon Smith again. It just must have come up on my algorithms on Instagram. Came across one of his videos. I signed up just to get some more content. And I was so impressed with the content, in terms of the quality. And I thought, well, this is free. So can you imagine what kind of information he's actually going to be dispensing for a fee type of thing? So, we were looking at other sort of organizations as well, because, it's not like there isn't that many, there's a lot of people doing courses out there. And, it wasn't really difficult to make the decision to go to Simon Smith because he seemed to be quite calm, compared to some other people. I'm not going to mention any names, but, he didn't seem as hyperactive as a certain somebody. He's quite well known in that space. So it kind of resonated a bit more with our personalities. So we've probably got about 5K's worth of bookings so far, which has been amassed mainly through booking.com, if I'm being honest with you. We've had one booking through Airbnb, one through Verbo, but booking.com has been really, really, really kind of lucrative for us, if I say so. We've got future bookings, which is good. That helped us keep the faith. And most of those bookings have been made since like between December and like now, really. But that's not even half of it, because we haven't even like started spring or summer yet. So we're quietly confident because of the area. We're definitely going to smash it over the spring, summer.